First, we will discuss about the simple arithmetic mean. When we are going to discuss about simple arithmetic mean, again we can consider the simple arithmetic mean for the individual data as well as for the group data. Therefore, individual data, it is quite like, suppose that if you are measuring the height of the student, suppose that it is obtained as the heights obtained as 155, and then next person may has the value as 157 and another may has value as 156. Therefore, in a situation like this, here we have obtained single value for individual. Therefore, we are having data for individuals. Then this type of individuals data, for this type of individual data, then we can obtain the simple arithmetic mean using this equation. Therefore, what we have to do is we have to get the summation of the observations, and then it has to be divided by the total number of observation we are having. It is 155 plus 157 plus 156. Then this has to be divided by 3, which gives us the value as 156. Once you perform the calculation, you will be obtained to able to obtain this value as the mean value. Therefore, if you are considering individual data, what we are doing is we are getting the summation of the observations and then divided by the total number of observations. Then it can be summarized in this way. Here we are taking the x bar or the mean value for the individual data. Here we are taking, if you are having xi number of data, if you are having the data notation as xi, then we are saying that I is going from 1 to n. It means that if you expand it, then you will get it as x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus likewise up to xn we are having it, and then it has to be divided by n, where n is the total number of observations that you are considered for the calculation or in the data set. But if you come for the group data, you may have the group data in this way. Here you may have the values in this form. Suppose that it is quite like frequency distributions as well. Here you may have the xi values. Here you may have the fi values. It means that the observed value is denoted here. Then the frequency of that value is also mentioned here. Then as an example, suppose that if you are considering set of students, and we have asked about their marks for their, what we are saying as marks for a subject, then one then set of student, then the values are having 47, 55 and 78. Then for with 47 there were 3 students, with 55 there were 5 students, and with 78 there were 2 students. Here you can see that we are having the xi values as well as the fi values, so the xi values and their frequency values. In a situation like this, what we can see is here 47 appears for 3 times. It is quite like 47, 47 and 47. Then 57 appears for 5 times. 55, sorry, 55 appears for 5 times. Then 78 appears for 2 times. Therefore, if you consider about this data set, if you consider again or convert it into individual values, you may get in this way. Therefore, in a data set like this, what you have done was you have to add 47 for 3 times. You have to add 55 for 5 times, and you have to add 78 for 2 times. Therefore, what we are going to do is we are going to take the fi times xi value. It means that 47 multiplied with 3. Here you may get the same value as the summation of these 3 values. Therefore, likewise, if we consider this as the in this way, suppose that if you are having xi value and the fi value, here if you are having x1 as f1 times, x2 f2 times, x3 f3 times, likewise if you are having xnth observation as fn number of time. Therefore, in a situation like this, if you need to obtain the arithmetic mean, what we can do is we can simply say that first we need to take the totals for each xi. It means that you can take the first multiplication as f1 times x1, then it is added to f2 times x2, then added to f2 times x2, then if x3 multiplied with f3, you will get it as f3 times x3, then it is plus, likewise you have to go up to continue up to n, then it is xn multiplied with fn, you can write it as fn times xn. Therefore here what we are simply doing is you are taking the summation of fi times xi observations, where I is going from 1 to n, and then divided by the total number of observations. Here we can take the total number of observation as the summation of the frequency values. Summation of the frequency value gives us the total value. Therefore this can be taken as summation of fi, where I goes from 1 to n. Therefore this is how we are getting the simple arithmetic mean for the grouped data. But sometimes rather than saying this as the xi as the individual values as the frequency distribution, what we can see is sometimes we may have the values as classes. Therefore in here xi values are denoted as classes and fi values are given. Suppose that if you are having this value as 47, 50, then here I will take the 50 and 53, 53 with 57, 57 with 60. Therefore instead of the single values, what we are having here is we are having some classes. Therefore if you are having classes, instead of xi, what we are taking is the midpoint of the class. Here instead of the class values, what we need to take is first we need to take the midpoint. Therefore if you are having classes, our xi value would be the class midpoint. Therefore in some situations you may see that this type of equation, summation of fi times mi, where I goes from 1 to n, then divided by the summation I goes from 1 to n fi. Here this mi stands for the class midpoint. Therefore it is because here we are having some classes. Therefore in a situation like that, what we need to do is we have to obtain the class midpoint to consider as a generalized value for the considered, or the reasonable value for the considered class. Therefore this is the common equation that we can apply for the group data, even though xi given as the single value or xi given as a class of values. If we can see the class of values, what we have to do is we have to take the class midpoints and we have to continue the calculation using this equation. In this time, instead of xi, what we are using is the class midpoint value. Here there are two exercises included for calculating of mean. Now we'll try to do it. In the first one, it is saying that they have measured the marks for a particular subject by 10 students, and here you are asked to calculate the mean. Here you can see that student number is given. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise up to 10. The student, therefore, we can identify that the student number is only for the identification. It is for the identification of the value for a particular student. Therefore, we can see that there are 10 observations obtained. It is for the marks. Then what we can do is we can get the total to obtain the mean value. Therefore, here we can see the values. Then we can obtain the mean value using the equation. What we can do is for the individual data, we can have x bar is equal to summation I goes from 1 to n xi divided by n. Here instead of n, what you can see is altogether we are having 10 data points. Then we can say that this is equal to summation of I goes from 1 to 10 xi divided by n is equal to 10. But instead of x1, x2, we can see the values that they have provided for us. Then these values would be 40, then it is equal to 50, 55, 78, 58, 60, 73, 35, 43, and 48. These are the values that we have observed. Then what we have to do is we have to divide this entire total by the value 10. It is because the total number of observations that we can have for this data set is equal to 10. Therefore, if you add the values 40, 50, 55, 78, 58, 60, 73, 35, 43, and 48, then you will get the total as 540. Then it has to be divided by 10. Therefore we can say that the mean value is equal to 54. Therefore we can say that the mean value of marks is equal to 54. Therefore this is the way that you are obtaining the mean value for the individual data. And now we will move for the case like the obtaining the mean value for the group data. Here if I write down the values first, here it is given as an class of values. Here we can have the profit. Then in the next column, it is we can see the number of shops. Then we can see the values are given as 100 to 199, 200 to 299, 399, 400 to 499, 500 to 599, 600 to 699, and 700 to 799. And the number of shops are allocated as 10 or identified as 10, then 18, 20, 26, 30, 28, and 18. Then this is the data that we are having for the profit and profit per the item, and the number of here it is saying as number of items. It is better to say as number of items that we are having. Then what we can do is here we are having the values as not as the individuals. Here we are having classes of values. Therefore what we can do is first we can obtain the class midpoints. First we need to obtain the class midpoints. To obtain the class midpoints, I will take it as the MI value. It is the class midpoint value, and the number of items is supposed to be the frequency. Therefore, this can be considered as the FI value. Here we will take the MI value. It is the class midpoint value. Then here I will directly do it without having the boundaries obtaining them. Then I will take this as class midpoints. It is 149.5. It is for the first class midpoint of the first class. Then next one would be taken as 249.5. Then 349. 349.5. Then we will get 449.5. Here it is 549.5, 649.5, and 749.5. Therefore these are the values that we can see for the class midpoint values. Thereafter, what we can do is, if you see about the equation we are having, here we can see that the mean value can be obtained as taking the summation of fi times xi, where I goes from 1 to n and it has to be divided by the total number or the total frequency 1 to n, it is fi. But instead of xi, I have used the class midpoint. It is the generalized value for a class, particular class. Therefore, instead of xi, I will use the mi value. Then what we can do is, first we can have this instead of summation. If you are just taking this fi times xi, what we need to do is we need to multiplication of these two columns. Therefore, multiplying of these two columns leads us to the column as fi times mi. Fi times mi, what we have to do is we have to multiply these two columns. Now we have filled out the column which is having the multiplication of fi with the class midpoint values. Therefore, now we have finished the obtaining the multiplication of fi column multiplied with mi column or the class midpoint. Therefore, now what we need to do is, now if you see about the equation, in the equation we need to take fi xi first and its summation is needed to be taken. Therefore, now we'll take the summation. Here, if what we need to do is we need to take the summation of this column, and here this would be equal to summation of fi, what we are saying as fi mi or fi xi value. Therefore, here instead of mi, we can replace it with xi as well. Since I am using instead of xi, I am using mi. Therefore, the summation of this column, this will leads to the summation as 72,825. Once you add these all these values, 72,825, it is the summation of all these value. But now we have done is we have fulfilled the amount which is needed to be uh, show at the numerator, and for the denominator what it is saying is we need to get the summation of the fi values. Therefore, now what we need to do is, here in this column we can see the fi values. Then using this column we need to take the summation of the fi values as well. If you take the summation of the values of the second column or the values which we have observed as the frequencies, then we'll get that this total as 150. Now we have obtained the relevant quantities to obtain the mean value. Therefore, if you do the substitution now, instead of the summation of fi xi, we can see that the value is 72,825. Then it has to be divided by fi value summation, then it is equal to 150. Therefore, now what we need to do is we need to divide 72,825 by 150, since it is the value that we have obtained as the summation of fi. Then we can see that the value for x bar is now equal to 485.5. Therefore, we can say that the mean profit from an item is equal to 485.5. Now we can see that we have obtained the summation for the group data using this type of using this equation. Therefore, even though we are having individuals with the frequencies or the classes with frequencies, we can use the same equation, but the only difference is if we are having classes, then first you need to obtain the class midpoint value. But if you just have the frequencies only, as an example, if you consider about this, suppose that you are having the values in this way. I will take another one. Here, suppose that you are having xi values and associated fi values in this form. Suppose that you are having xi, it is, I will write just an arbitrary set of values. Here it is 21, 24 and 27. I will take these three values. Then frequencies are given as 3, 2 and 5. Now what we have to do first is, first you need to take the Fi times Xi value. It means that 21 multiplied with 3, it is value is equal to 63. Then you have to multiply this 24 with 2, then we'll get it as 48. Then you have to do the multiplication 27 with 5, then you will get it as 135. Now what we need to do is we need to obtain the sum, the value for x bar. It is given as summation I goes from 1 to n fi times xi divided by summation I goes from 1 to n. We have to divide it by fi. Then what we need to do is we need to take the summation of 63, 48 and 135 first. That means that simply we need to take the summation of this column. Here we need to take the summation of fi times xi. It is obtained as 246. Then it is the summation of fi. It is equal to 3, 2 and 5, value is equal to 10. Now what we need to do is we need to do the substitution appropriately. Then summation of fixi, it is 246. Then divide this by the summation of fi, it is 10. Then we can take the value or the mean value for this data set is equal to 24.6. Therefore, this is how we are performing or obtaining the mean value for the grouped data. And then we will consider about, here we will consider about the simple arithmetic mean. Now we will consider for the weighted arithmetic mean. When we are considering about the arithmetic mean, sometimes we have to have the relative importance of the items as well. Therefore, if you need to consider the relative importance of the items when we are calculating the arithmetic mean, then we can use the concept called the weighted arithmetic mean. It means that we may have set of observations for a particular category, but that category may has a relative importance for if we take it as a whole. As an example, if you are considering about your gradings, it means that for a set of subjects, then we may say that if you are having somewhat hard subjects, then we have to weight them much more than the subjects which are considered as somewhat easy subject. Therefore, here what we are considering as the example, students' final grade in management, economics, statistics, and English are respectively 82, 86, 90, and 70. But here what they have observed is they had the relative importance of these subjects as well. Those are not just the having the for the mean value. We cannot simply take the summation of these data points and divide it by 4. It is because these are not now having the equal importance. There is a relative importance of each subject, and here they have considered the credit values as their importance. Therefore, if the management subject has 3 credits, if they have economics as 5 credits, then statistics 3 credits and English has 1 credit. Therefore, in a situation like this, what we have to do is when we are need to take the average of that student or the average mark for that student, we need to consider their weights as well. Therefore, weighted arithmetic mean can be used to obtain the mean in a scenario like this. Therefore, what we can do here is here we can have it. Here what we need to do is there is a relative importance of each subject, and first what we need to do is we need to take their marks first. Here I will take the marks as the X column. To obtain the weighted arithmetic mean, here we can see the marks of the student, and then in the next column we can have its weights. Here we'll take the marks as the xi values that we are having, and the relative importance weights as given as wi, and we can see the marks for the subjects. It is given as 82, 86, 90 and 70. Marks were given as 82, 86, 90 and 70. And if you consider about their credit value or their weights, then we had it as 3, 5, 3 and 1. We had the values as 82, 86, 90 and 70, and their credit values were 3, 5, 3 and 1. Here we are asked to use an appropriate average for their gradings. Therefore, we can simply use the weighted arithmetic mean. It is because their importances differ. In simply, we can see that there is a relative importance of each subject. It means that they are having different credit values. Then we will use the weighted arithmetic mean. To calculate the weighted arithmetic mean, we can use this equation. We can define the equation for weighted arithmetic mean. We can say that it is equal to x bar. To denote the weighted arithmetic mean, we are denoting it as this notation, x bar subscript w. Then this can be taken as, here we have to take the summation I goes from 1 to n wi times xi divided by summation I goes from 1 to n wi. Here simply we can see that instead of fi we are having their weights as the wi. Therefore the only difference with the previous equation is instead of frequency, here we are using the weights. Therefore now what we can do is same as previous. We need to take the multiplication of wi xi first, and then we can obtain their summation and then divide it by the summation of wi. Therefore if you perform the calculation, here we will get wi times xi column. Then what we need to do is we have to multiply 82 with 3. We'll get the value as 246. Then we have to multiply 86 with 5, which gives the value as 430. Then multiply this 90 with 3. Here we will get 270, and 70 multiplied 1, we'll get the value as 70. Now what we need to do is we need to have the summation of this wi xi column. It is because in the numerator we can see that the summation of wi xi is used. Therefore, once you take the summation of these values, here we can obtain this as the summation of wi xi, which equals to the value as 1016. And here we have to take the summation, then we can take it is the summation of wi. Here what we need to do is here it is 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1. Altogether we'll get this value as 12. Therefore once you do the substitution, then you will get here as 1016, then divide it by 12. Once you perform the calculation, you may get the value as 84.67. Here the value which is accurate to 2 decimals, it is 84.67. Therefore this is what we can take as the average mark for the student is x bar. It is the average mark for that student are using the weighted arithmetic mean. Now we will move for the next one. It is the obtaining the geometric mean. Uh, to obtain the geometric means, in the sense here we have defined that geometric mean is used to identify the mean of a process which is in a growing manner or the decaying manner. We can use for both cases. Therefore, for generally we are saying the decaying, in the sense it is a negative growth. Therefore, generally we are, if we are having a process having a growth, it is maybe in the positive direction or the negative direction. Then in such situation, if you need to obtain the mean for such situation, we can use the geometric mean. Here what we are considering is the, we are taking the nth root of the product of the n number of items that we are having. As an example, here we can see about the increase and or the decrease of the price commodities. Here we can see that in the period of 1997 to 1998, the price commodity is increased by 30%, but in 1998 to 1999, it was 20% increase. In the 1999 to 2000, it was 5%. It is quite like this. If you are considering about these three, if you are considering the years 1997, 1998, 1999 and 2000, here it says that in here there was a 30% of increment, but from 1998 to 1999 there was a 20% of increment. But once you come to the 1999 to 2000, the increment was 5%. Therefore, what we need to do is we need to take the yearly average price percentage of the increase. Therefore, here what we need to do is, since we need to take, it is quite like a growth process from 1 year time period they have considered. Therefore, now they are asking for this the total time period, what is the price commodity increment. Therefore, what we can do is we can use the concepts called the geometric mean here. Then to obtain the geometric mean, what we can do is we can take the nth root. We are taking the nth root. If you are having x1, x2, multiplication up to xn number of items. Here we can see that the items are there, only 3 items. Therefore, we can take the third root of this, third root. Then we can have the values as 30 multiplied with 20 multiplied with 5. It is because we are not going to have the percentage values. I add the final answer, we can have them. The third root, in the sense we can take the values as 30, 20 and 5. Then it's 1/3 power can be considered. Once you have this calculation, then we will get it as the 3000 to the third root, or it is 1/3 power. Therefore, if you take the average of the growth, it is now equal to 14.42%. Therefore, here I have just include the value only. Therefore, we can say that as the growth or the mean growth. Mean growth can be stated as 14.42 percentage. As the last point, we can include the percentage. It is because here we are not going to include any percentages inside this calculation, since we without any units we have performed the calculation, and if you need you can just have it as these percentages, but this is the simplest way that you can perform that calculation. And in the second example, it is asked to find the geometric mean of the series 2, 4 and 8. Here we are having the values as 2, 4 and 8. Here we need to find the geometric mean. To find out the geometric mean, we need to take the third root of their multiplication, 2, 4 and 8. Then it is 64 is here. Then it's 1/3 power considered, or the third root is considered. Then this value is equal to 4. Therefore, this is how we are obtaining the geometric mean for a series given. And this is all what I need to discuss for this session, and thank you for your participation.